Doći ja tvoj broj pa što ja znam, te možete sutra za podne.
Zato nismo s tim, sutra mogu ja umješti.
A imaš ti šta?
Imam ja čizme. Dole.
On je dobro.
Evo, malo i reklame da ima, da znaju da vas. Šalim se ja, da sam ja.
Ovo stvar, režnica je vjerovatno dobro.
Žura je ta meta do kraja.
Da li mogu izaći?
Ja mogu izaći. Ostaje, to je treći.
Ja tamam do ovdje.
Dotle. Ajde, ja izlazim sada pored vas.
Ja?
A ovaj ulazi za mnom, je tako? Čuli 3. Ovdje je 4.
Okay.
Da vidimo ko najbolje može procijeniti dužinu. We are just finishing the prospection of the first section of the tunnel. This one goes to the east. Now, from the tunnel entrance of the Pyramid of the Sun, it's approximately 1.5 miles or 2.5 kilometers. And the direction that we need is south-southeast. Now this one goes all the way to the east, so it's not really perfect for what we need. But I think it's very important that we see it for the first time. And this one really ends. It is very rare example that one of the sections of the tunnels end. Usually they are all connected, it's a huge labyrinth. But this one ends here. The reason I don't know yet, but it is very possible because if we would be going east, then eventually we would get out on the surface. Because there is a valley here in the shape of letter V, so we would go out if it goes all the way. So I think that's one of the reasons why this tunnel is coming to stop. Now the way they finish this tunnel is with one little pond, which can be seen here, and the crystal clear water.
So they have this pond, and then they have a hump of this fill-in material, and then the rest of the channel is behind us.
Correct.
Interesting.
And you can see somebody did dig the hole here.
How deep is that?
For whatever reason, I don't know. Now the depth is about 2 feet, about 60 centimeters.
Wow.
Now we're going to be measuring this section. I'll tell you exact length on our way back. And now it will be good to see the first impressions of our archaeologist and geologist.
So as part of the geological and archaeological examination, we're just looking for organic materials that can be carbon dated, and also for interesting materials for the geological collections as well, so we can have a better understanding of the material that we're dealing with in the tunnels, in the artificial tunnels. Well, as you can see, the material is quite loose in places, so I'm just going to go and have a look at the well. Okay. I wanted to try and see if I could find anything in the water, so
okay.
I won't pause. Trying to get through. Have you good? Yeah.
Hopefully my whole light won't fall into the well.
There's about half a metre of water, not more. This is the termination of the tunnel here, and then there's a well which is collecting water. This could be, you know, with a purpose, a higher purpose, or it just could be a coincidence of the tunnel construction. And at the moment I can't see anything inside, but it would be nice to come back maybe to sieve through some of the silt to see if there could be anything that could be extracted.
Alright, so we're headed out of the tunnel here. We just got finished with the first exploration. I noticed this piece of, you can see it fits right in there. Let's see if we can get a better light on it. And piece of dark material. Not sure if it might be organic, so we'll just get a photo of that. And pretty interesting. If it's organic, it's, and there's a piece that fell off right there. So if it's organic, it'll be really useful for us.
Now we are back from the prospection of this first section, which goes to the east. Exact length is 41 meters. Now the average depth and the width of the tunnels is between 110 and 120 centimeters, both width and the height. And now we're going to be going to another section, which will probably be more exciting than the first one. Okay? Alright.
As I said, Jock, the dry walls are really important.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Voda je bistra. Čekaj malo da on tuđe. So this is an artificial construction, which we call a dry wall, and it's got filler material behind. And you can see the consistency of the material, that it's not naturally there. It's imalaiste. And there is no binding material between the drywall.
Evo ga sad se okreći. Sad je bilo stalo na jug. Evo ga sad ide sjevero-istok. Pokazuje sad.
Evo Ana, sad možda je suho zid koji još niko nije vidio ni taknuo. Za tebe nogu.
Jeste. Sad ćeš vidjeti još.
Sad možda kažeš
Meni je interesantnija stvar.
da mi zidamo. Možda kažeš da mi ne zidamo. Sad znaš šta.
It's a classic example of the type of drywall construction that we find in Ravne. So we have a tunnel, as you can see, that hasn't been constructed by the foundation, with the drywall placed in front almost as though it's a barrier of some sort, with a filler material behind, which is really moist, so it's really wet. So if you look at the ceiling is of a different texture and consistency than the filler material.
Material is the same like in the rest of the tunnels. This filler material I don't know yet. We must take some examples and see outside what we have of the stones and minerals. I'm not sure yet. That's all. Geological.
Okay. So we are hoping also to come across further dry walls as we proceed along the tunnel.
Good, let's move on.
Okay. Here the water is consistently getting deeper.
How deep would you say it is right now?
So the water here, I would say, is about half a meter, maybe a bit more. And the footing is getting more and more loose beneath our feet. So we have a lot of silt, which means that this water has been stagnant here for a long time. So the only way to proceed is to go really slowly.
Polako, polako.
Polako, polako. Evo botim puno. Ovaj oko metar možda, metar i pol. A tu je sama odakle. Jedan smo tamo na ovo, sa Nerminom. Kad sam ja dobro odmaknula, pa smo morali pozivati, onda Nermin kaže, ma idem ja za njom.
A nije, to je djelo, nema li tu. A idi dalje,
Pa ja sam vidjela tamo kraj, onda dođem do nje.
a idi dalje, idi dalje.
In this section we've already come across 1, 2, 3, 4 type tunnels. And this is an untouched area, so the foundation workers have not been working here. They just uncovered this tunnel, and this is what we're finding. This is untouched. And the question is, for how many years has it been untouched?
That's drywall.
And this is the second drywall.
Yeah.
So, here we have a second drywall at the same height as the first drywall, except that the water here is much deeper so that you can only just see the top layer.
And smaller stones.
Smaller stones, yeah.
Yeah.
Smaller stones, but we don't know underneath what the stones are like. Right.
So how deep is this water right now in the channel?
Well, I'm in 1 meter 72, and this is nearly at my waist, so it's getting deeper. So I think perhaps the problem we have is that water was finding its way through this tunnel, and they were trying to perhaps block it by using the soil to try and block it up. This is our third drywall. Just trying to look for organic material in between. Ovo je treći, samo što je ovaj puno uži. So this one's a lot narrower. Of course, tunnels come in all shapes and sizes. Here we have wider and narrower tunnels.
They're pretty
Okay,
right.
can you turn the light away from them? sorry, so I can see.
Just get some water shots here.
So here, if you haven't noticed, it's here. Just slowly bring the camera up. So here we have, it's a totally different material. It's silty. This is silty. I can't really tell you what it means right now.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting feature, an interesting archaeological feature in the whole tunnel.
Oh yeah.
And it's probably due to the... And the water is very cold. Kako je hladna voda.
Vidiš ono pravo gore na kraju, mislim megalit kad smo ono gledali.
Aha, a ne bi od njega, ali...
Ja sam pomislila Bogam da je megalit, kad mi srce nije istočno, ali ono nije.
A šta je ono?
Pijesak.
Aha, pijesak.
Ti kako je plafon, poravno. Ovdje je rame.
Ja mislim da ovo ovdje već ospalo.
As Semir is saying, it's quite interesting to see that the ceiling height is quite consistent throughout this tunnel.
A staći ćemo tamo ovdje.
Izaći ćemo napolje, prefući ćemo.
This is a fifth tunnel here, I would say. Or sixth, I'm not sure what number we're in. Here we've got an intersection again, we've got left and right. And they're consistent. Ovo je
jedan naspram drugog.
sa iste visine, otprilike i širine. So at the same height and the same width. So a meter and more than a meter in here, about a meter. It's difficult to talk about the height of these side tunnels because of the floor is might give you a consistent footing level.
Mislim da se nisam zemlja dala i znači...
So we're talking approximately now. Right. Again, we've got the same thing. We've got two more tunnels on the left and on the right hand side. Again with some sort of filler material, except this one is more pronounced, this tunnel. And the one on the left is also quite pronounced. That's all I have to say about it. So one thing we can do with the filler material is as we take it out is to go through it. And see if we can extract any information. So you do pijesak. This is sand here. Silt. This occurs when you have water that's so usually in a lake or even in a river. It's just caused by water. Okay.
How much longer? Document.
Ne smijem ga dirati, ne znam onaj.
Let me go through like photo.
So here we have organic samples, which we're going to all collect.
Okay.
Right, so here, this is an organic sample.
Okay.
So it's some type of plant. Here we have something which is growing. Oh,
Is it growing?
yeah.
Come from the other side. Maybe it's growing or if it is.
This is an organic sample. Našla sam bubu.
Bubu, ja?
This is an insect here, so we're going to take
Hoću
that
ja
as well.
ići tamo s vama.
Pa treba mi onaj kesa ili nešto da ovo. Like, can we get a bag or something just so I can collect these samples? With the silt. Okay, so we need to take a photo of this here.
Keep your hands there so we know the length. Keep your hands close to the...
Here.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
So they know.
I'm going to hold it up.
I'll take that.
Yes. Okay. So who's got the... Have you got a bag or a pocket?
You want to use this bag or?
Vidi imam ja. Evo, kako sad ovo? Ovo nezgodno. Čekaj. Neću vam se ovo sad. Raspad, hajde ne. Ovako ću ja stavit ću ja preko.
Ja na ovom dijelu nemam džepove.
Čekaj.
A ja krenim se sad.
Evo. Look, this is important.
Okay.
Okay, because this is the first time I've seen a living creature in here, except for people. Right. So that means that the quality of air in here is really good.
So it's some kind of insect, you said?
Yeah, it's an insect. And I'm going to have to excavate this with my hands, so you can just film me, give me some light, and film me excavating it with my hands. Right, I've had to break it off. That's fine because we have quite a lot here, okay? The root goes further in, but... So we've got seeds, or plant specimens, and an insect specimen. And I need a bag for this.
What do you find, Semir?
About 12 more meters.
12 more?
Yeah. Then blocked.
Uh-huh.
And I'm looking.
Jel vidite taj korijen od drveta?
Pa treba si tu uzeti.
Ne možeš uzeti živo drvo.
Pa treba se odsjeći, samo come on, uzorak. I'm saying we should take a sample, and they're just like, you can't. It's impossible.
So 12 more meters going there. So let's...
Mejra, imaš kakav džep, onaj, malo širi?
Ovo, ovo će smetat, vidiš, stopilo se. Dotakni ga voda.
Ništa smeća usređa.
Da vidim samo, čitav
Meni se
je.
dobro ne propušta.
Ovaj je čitav, ali isto mokar.
Okay. On archaeological, bring it in my pocket, whatever. It's fine, this is the important stuff. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Do you think the ancients wanted you to get humble on your hands and knees to find out the secrets?
Always. That's what it takes. We should spend
That's why archaeologists...
our life humble. Now there are, from this point, another 16 meters, and then it is blocked. And it's a rather wide area. Now this silt here, the sand, probably water brought it. Now the second section is much more richer in the sense of the construction and even organic materials. So we found out that there are two intersections very close to each other, which was rather unusual. And the size is different. Some of them are wider, some of them are not so wide. And the height up to 2 meters, anywhere from 110 centimeters to 200 centimeters. It's very interesting. And we're going to make our decision there to go each town to clean once we get out.
So you think you might clean one or more of these side tunnels?
What we're going to do, we'll probably continue cleaning the first one we find to the left, which was due south, and that's actually the direction that we need. We'll need to bridge a little gap of about 10 meters, make it dry, and then continue cleaning going south. And this section we're going to protect as a scientific section for the further research. But it will be visible to visitors, other researchers, media, volunteers. And that's our policy, always stay open, not to hide anything. And if somebody wants to get in, of course, they will need to ask permission, then we can have one of our guides or archaeologists with them.
How's the air?
Oh yeah, air is so fresh. It's perfect. I mean, who would say that without any type of the ventilation we can breathe so good? And we are like 500 meters from the entrance and probably 35 meters below the ground, more than 100 feet. And we can breathe so perfectly. Water was so clear and clean. And so obviously some natural resources are present here, and this is the first time that we are finding organic material like this one here, so we are rather exciting to see if it's going to produce some interesting radiocarbon dating results.
Exciting.
All right, let's go back. Okay. So we are back from today's expedition. It was a first scientific prospection of the new tunnels. Now the one to the left that goes to the east is 41 meters. 1 meter is wide entrance, and the other one, the other side, is 86 meters. So we have 127 meters of new tunnels. And the one that goes first to the northeast and then west is very interesting because there are 9 side tunnels. A lot of material to research in the future. We have retrieved some of the organic material, which is very exciting, and they need to see how it got there, what was the reason, what is the age, is it alive, and things like that. So, you know, this is what really makes this project very exciting.